Alright, in this video we are going to use Audacity to make a short demo sci-fi movie trailer. And this will parallel what we did in class using Pro Tools. So to do it, the first thing I'm going to do is open up Audacity. Close this splash screen. Next, I'm going to make sure that my audio setup is correct. I have to make sure that Audacity is recognizing my audio interface. So I click on that, get a drop-down menu. I'm going to select my recording device as the audio interface I'm going to be using, which happens to be this one for me. I'm going to, for this case, because how I have to do this regarding using the same mic to make the video as recording into Audacity, I'm going to select a different playback device. Once we have a microphone plugged into our audio interface, we then in Audacity might want to check the recording level by clicking this microphone icon and selecting Start Monitoring. And then we should get a readout of our level. Now mine is pretty good. It's peaking right here at -12. If it was too low or too high, you wouldn't want it to be in the red here. You would adjust the volume or the gain on your audio interface for the channel that you have your microphone plugged into. Now, in Audacity, if this is the first track that you're going to be recording into your Audacity project, all you have to do is hit record, and it will start recording a track into Audacity. So I'm going to get my voiceover text queued up here. Okay, here it is, and I'm just going to hit record. In a world beyond imagination, an unlikely band of space pirates discover the way to bend time. But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Time is running out. Get ready for the ride of your life. This summer, prepare to experience the Nexus. Okay, not too bad. I'll drop this down. So just like in Pro Tools, we can see that Audacity gives us the waveform of our recording, gives us a visual representation of it. Now I want to include some music and some sound effects to edit around this voiceover. But before I go any further, I want to create a project folder. So I'm just going to go to my desktop and click New Folder. And I'm going to name this Sci-Fi Demo. And next, I'm going to click back on Audacity, and I'm going to save my project. I'm going to save it as, and I'm going to get a dialog box asking me to name it and asking me where I'd like to save it. So in this case, I do want to save it to this folder I just made, which is my project folder, which is on the desktop, Sci-Fi Demo, and I'm going to call it a Sci-Fi Demo Audacity. Okay, and I'm going to hit Save. Now, if I look inside this folder, you could see the Audacity project, whose file format is AUP3, is saved inside that folder. I also have some assets here, some audio clips that I got from freesound.org that I'm going to drag into the same Sci-Fi Demo folder. So I'll just do that over here, I guess. And there they are. So now I know everything I'm going to need is inside the Sci-Fi Demo project folder. This is good news. So now, if I were to go to, let's say, this music audio file and drag it into Audacity, now I know that this is pointing to the file that's inside my project folder, so it won't get lost if I were to move my project to another place. Okay, so that looks pretty loud in relation to the voiceover. Let's just take a quick listen. Alright, clearly far too loud. Far too loud. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my envelope tool here. I'm just going to bring the volume of the music down a little bit, and I'm going to bring the volume of the audio up. Now, actually, that's it. I can't. I can shrink it down, but I mean it's max. I can't bring it up any further. So that the envelope tool is not going to help me get this louder. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the clip, and I'm going to go to my effects menu here. I'm going to use a feature called normalize. And this will increase the volume and bring it right up to right before it peaks, okay, which I don't want it to peak. Or I don't want it to go past peaking. Okay, so now I have this. Now let's see how it compares. In a world beyond imagination, an unlikely band of space pilots discover the way to bend time. But when time becomes a weapon, alright, still, obviously the voice is getting buried. So, now I'm going to go back to my envelope tool. The music comes in and it's pretty good. In a world that's not, obtrusive. That's a fine volume. So I'm going to go back to my envelope tool, and this time I'm going to create a point just about where the vocals start and where the voiceover starts, and then I'll see right here where the voiceover ends. I'm going to pick another point, and now I'm going to sort of bring it down. Maybe I'll make another point here so I can get it down a little more rapidly. Okay, same thing here. Now, what's happening is when the voice over comes in, the music is ducking down. I could zoom in with my zoom tool here, and get very precise with this. Matter of fact, I think I'd rather, have it do it more quickly and just as the voice comes in. And if I go to the other side, I want it to return to a higher volume just about when the voice ends. All right, now let's see what that entrance sounds like at least. I'm going to zoom out. Hit this to go to the beginning. In a world beyond imagination, an unlikely band of space pilots discover the way to bend time. But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Right, that's not too bad. But still, I'd like my voice to be a little louder. Now, the problem here is that there's a few spots where the voiceover has some loud moments, a really high amplitude. And maybe that's like some pops and stuff. So what I need to do, I think, is I need to just select those spots and reduce the amplitude of those spots, and then retry my normalize feature. All right, so I could do this a number of different ways. I could just go to my effects menu, and I could go to amplify. I can reduce the dB by, let's say, 3 decibels and just see what happens. They're about 3. Okay, that's a little better. Now, if I scroll across and I find a few of these other spots, I'm going to zoom in to there. That might even be something if I hit solo. Time. See, that's the consonant T, making that extra bit there. So I'm going to just select that. I'm going to repeat that amplify because it remembers it. going to do that again. Okay. And fine, I'm zooming out. I'll do it this way. I'll zoom into here. And yeah, I'll grab this as well. Repeat that amplify feature, which is actually reducing it because it remembers the last setting. And I'm going to zoom out again. See if we're at any other spots like that. Here's another area. Zoom in. Sure, this looks like a spot. Repeat amplify. Okay, now here's something that will fit the whole project in one view. Alright, so that's pretty good. I might even do this one a little bit more here. Repeat amplify. Yeah, maybe the beginning of this. Repeat amplify. Okay. Now I'm going to click up here get my hand grabber tool here and select the whole thing. And I'm going to try that normalize feature again. Apply. Okay, now this looks a little better. Let's just see what it sounds like with the music now. I'm going to take solo off. Go back to the beginning.
In a world beyond imagination, an unlikely band of space pirates discover the way to bend time. But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Time is running out. Get ready for the ride of your life this summer. Prepare to experience the Nexus.
Okay, that's good. Now, I'm still wishing that the voice was a little bit more over the music. So in this case, instead of going through and changing the envelope or changing the amplitude of certain parts of the clips here, I'm actually just going to use volume controls on the tracks themselves. So this is a different way to change the volume, and this changes the volume of the whole track. So I'm just going to bring this down. Let's say 3 dB. 3 dB. Let's see what this sounds like.
In a world beyond imagination, an unlikely band of space pirates discover the way to bend time. But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Time
is going into the red. So I'm going to raise this up. So what I really need to do is keep this out of the red over here. So I'm going to bring this down quite a bit more. And I'm going to bring this down.
In a world beyond imagination, an unlikely band of space pirates discover the way to bend time. But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Time is running out. Get ready for the ride of your life this summer. Prepare to experience the Nexus.
All right, that's good. Now, obviously, we don't need all this other stuff. So we are going to go to the end of this clip. We're going to just sort of bring it back this way. And I'm going to select the ending portion of this and go to this effect menu and do a fade out effect. And just out of curiosity, let's see what that's
Experience the Nexus.
All right.
Experience.
This is kind of a quick fade out. I think I'm going to undo that a little bit, make it a longer fade out. And so I trim the clip by just dragging it from the edge. Now I'm going to make a selection from around here and do a fade out. Let's try that again.
Prepare to experience the Nexus.
Okay, good. So Now there's just a few other sounds I'd like to add to this. So I'm going to give myself a little more space. Remember, all these audio sounds are in the same project folder. All right, I'm going to try this pad. I'm thinking I want a little intro and drag this into there. Okay, so now the issue is, yeah, sure, I have this intro. I mean, I have this pad, but the music and everything else is going to start anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select in here, select that whole track. What happened here? Scroll up a little bit here. I'm going to hold down Shift and select in here. So now both of these tracks are selected. I'm going to switch to my multi-tool. And now I should be able to drag just my selection, because I want a few seconds of this pad in the beginning. Let's see what that sounds like. Just gonna click off of everything. Go to the beginning.
In a world beyond imagination.
That's good. I just want actually it to have just slightly more of the pad. So I'm going to select this, hold down Shift, select this, and I'm going to just get my grabber tool and move over a little bit more. Okay, let's see what that sounds like. That's much better. Now I'm also going to just make sure there's a slight fade in on the pad itself. Okay, now there's a fade in on that. And I'll also make a fade out. I'll have this pad sort of disappear as the rest of the stuff happens. So fade out. All right, that's good. Let's go to the beginning. And you know what? I'll also make sure this is not so abrupt with a slight fade in. And let's do that.
In a world beyond imagination.
That sounds fine. All right, now, at some point in this, I want to add some sound effects of space weapons.
In a world beyond imagination, an unlikely band of space pirates discover the way to bend time. But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance.
And on the word weapon, I'm going to add my plasma cannon here. So let me just drag this into the project. Okay, there's my plasma cannon, and just right around here,
To bend time. But when time becomes a weapon,
right there, put my cursor on that, and I'm going to drag, there it is right there. I'm going to drag this weapon sound over and just see what that sounds like. Looks pretty loud. The waveform looks large.
time. But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance.
Alright, definitely loud. So, I mean, I could just turn this track down this way if I prefer.
But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity.
Or, another way to do it is to use the amplify tool. You could bring it down that way. Oops, that's probably way too much. Another way I could do it is I can use my envelope tool, and I could just bring the volume down this way. Okay, so there's lots of ways you can do that. Let's see what it sounds like now.
Discover the way to bend time. But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance.
And let's see, this one.
But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Time is running out. Get ready for the ride of your life. This summer, prepare to experience the Nexus.
All right, now I think that's good. I just want to make the music get a little more loud here at the end for a little more drama. So I'm going to go back to this tool, and I'm going to bring this up a little So now if I click somewhere, let's hear how if it's a little more dramatic at the end.
Get ready for the ride of your life. This summer, prepare to experience the Nexus.
Yeah, it's a little bit. All right, let's listen to the whole thing.
In a world beyond imagination, an unlikely band of space pirates discover the way to bend time. But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Time is running out. Get ready for the ride of your life. This summer, prepare to experience the Nexus.
All right, not too bad. Now, I'm going to solo the vocals because there's a few things in here I want to fix. I could even see there's probably some extraneous sounds that are not necessary that we don't want in here. Let's listen. I could select that and say generate silence. It's one way to do it. And if there's silence there and leaves everything in place, or I'm undoing, or I could drag the edge of this clip over since it's at the end. Okay, now let's see. Over here looks like another moment like that. I'm going to zoom in.
But when
okay, so we don't need this. In this case, because it's in the middle and I want to preserve the timing of this, I'm going to say generate silence.
and time. But when
that works out nicely. I'm going to zoom out. And what's over here?
Time balance. Time is running out. Balance. Time is running out. Get ready for the ride of your life. This summer, prepare to experience the Nexus.
All right, we'll leave it like that for now. And unsolo this, and I think we have our complete mix here. One more time I'm going to listen to it and see if there's any balance issues adjusting the volumes here. I'm going to particularly this pad. Yeah, I'm just going to turn the pad up just a little bit, kind of catch the listener's attention.
In a world beyond imagination, an unlikely band of space pirates discover the way to bend time. But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Time is running out. Get ready for the ride of your life. This summer, prepare to experience the Nexus.
Yeah, so, and then when the canon sound comes in, it still kind of maxes out a little bit. I saw it go into the red, so I'm going to adjust that. Make sure that doesn't happen.
But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Time is running out. Get ready for the ride of your life. This summer, prepare to experience the Nexus.
All right, looks good. All right, so you may find that, it's starting to get cumbersome to navigate and see things, so you could always drag these or actually you could use these little things in the bottom. That's probably the easiest to open and close these things. Really, if you need to, let's say you're working on the voice, you can just open it up, or if you're working on the music. So when you start having a lot of tracks, this could be very helpful. Also, you might find you want to rename the tracks. Like, for example, my voiceover just defaulted to audio 1 when I first created it, so I'm going to rename it to voiceover. I could have done this, when I first did it, but I'm doing it now. And music is fine, pad is fine, plasma cannon, that all makes sense. All right, so we got our projects. Now we need to export it. Or actually, now we need to hit file, save project, and we might see it update here. 1201, nice. Okay, so that's good. Now the other thing we got to do is export. Oops, I'm in the Finder here. We got to export the project, and we can export it as an MP3, a WAV. Probably would want to do both, but in this case, I'll just do an MP3 right now. All right, so insane, good. We want the high quality MP3. We want to shut this off before, so we just want joint stereo. That's good, and hit save. Make sure it's going to the desktop. Make sure it's going to the sci-fi demo. Make sure it's going into this folder I created called bounces, and your tracks will mix down and exported as one stereo file. All right, and now in this bounces folder, there's the MP3. Very good. Let's check it out. All right, I'll hit the save one more time just for safety precautions. Quit Audacity, and let's click on this thing.
In a world beyond imagination, an unlikely band of space pirates discover the way to bend time. But when time becomes a weapon, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Time is running out. Get ready for the ride of your life this summer. Prepare to experience the Nexus.
And it exported the project just in the same length of the tracks we recorded. Very good. We did it. Now, if I were to click on this icon, the AUP3, that's the Audacity project file format. If I click on that, we'll reopen the project. And it's going to grab all the assets from where they were originally imported from. So that's why everything needs to be together. Okay, so here's everything. I could work on the project further or just share it with somebody. All right, good. Until next time.